When you learn the name of an unfamiliar animal or find out how much a bottle of water costs, this is just as much learning as learning to read or finding out how to fix a car engine. Take this map, for instance. When you learn to read maps, you learn that blue is water and this grey is a road. These are facts that you remember. But if I was out in the hills, I'd need to combine the facts from a map with the skill of using a compass in order to find my way about. Learning to read and write is the same. You have to learn facts, new words, and skills like filling out a form, for instance. Once you've done that, you really can go anywhere you want.
The ruins here at Glendalough are centuries old. Can you imagine the people that lived here through the ages and the stories these stones could tell? And there are hundreds of historical buildings all over Ireland. History, in fact, is something that Anna now wants to explore, having developed her own reading skills.
I got interested in history when I got on the computer at school. Stuff that happened in my own village, about 100 years ago. It was satisfying. It was a good feeling to find out some news about your past, and I found it very interesting. That's what the start of it was. I'm about halfway. I've learned sort of all my little words, and I need to go back and learn there's a lot of large words that I need to get through yet, and a lot of spellings, and a lot of writing that I need to be doing, and there's a lot of work I need, and I'm enjoying it. I am happy doing it. But this is the first time I ever could say that I'm comfortable doing it. For every other time I would have run away from it. Hello. Come on in.
I would be Anna's oldest sister now. There's another sister between the two of us. I would have noticed probably when I would have been in 6th year of national school, which she would be probably in 2nd class, I would notice she'd have problems reading her Irish book or any book, and she'd just close them and put them away and say, oh, I have no homework. It definitely affected her in every way, mentally, and she couldn't keep up with the rest of them, so she just fell behind. That was it, even her confidence, and through life she was always afraid. Anna, what way do you want these sewed?
Just the helmet, just hemmed and a bit of a frill on it.
No matter what she wanted to do, she couldn't fill in the form. She couldn't read the application in the first place. If you'd seen something, you had to tell her, look at Anna, are you interested in this? And she'd say, well, that's no good to me because sure, I can't read or fill in the forms. And I can't do exams because I can't read the forms. I can't read the questions. So she just didn't bother. She let life slip by her. See, when this year's over at that class, is that it finished then?
I'm hoping there's more classes. I hope to go on to see how far I can.
And is that covered by the VEC?
Yes, it's they run it. It is.
Going back to education for her has definitely made her life for her. I know it took a long time. There's a lot of years that she's lost with it, but she's getting there. She's making great progress. My aim would be that I could read through a magazine that you'd buy any day, and it would be quite simple for anybody that could read, but quite difficult for me. It's an urge or a completion. I want to feel what everybody else can do. I want to be able to do it. It's just something in here that I need to do. I feel I've got the tools now which I can work with, and I've got started, and I'm not stopping till I am complete.
Many years ago, the first humans began to write by drawing pictures on the insides of caves. These pictures showed events in their daily lives, like hunting and sowing crops. As time went on, they began to use symbols, which were quicker to write instead of pictures. These symbols were letters that began to represent the sounds of the spoken word. We now know that every letter in the alphabet has its own sound. All 26 letters are like pictures that tell us what sound to make. Sometimes we try to learn spelling by memory rather than listening to the sounds of letters, which are the building blocks of words. Through reading and writing, you'll become more aware of each of these sounds. Let's look at an example of one letter. The letter B will sound like B in words like books, busy and back. So B is the symbol we write, while B is the sound it makes. Can you hear the sound of B in the following? Anna went back to learning to read books to her children. Listening out for the sounds in words will help you improve your spelling. Let's look at another example. Anna's hobby is working in the garden. The word garden has 2 beats or syllables, gar, den. Listen to the sounds each syllable makes as you say it and try to work out how to spell them. Gar is made up of the sounds of g at the start, a in the middle and r at the end. Den is made up of the sounds of d at the start, e in the middle and n at the end. Sometimes words have the same sound pattern, so they're often spelt the same. For example, the ing sound at the end of words like walking and asking will be spelt ing. Knowing this sound pattern at the end of words can make longer words seem shorter. We can now add this sound, ing, to garden to make the word gardening. Thinking about the sounds of each letter in the alphabet will help you when you're trying to spell words. By listening to the sound a word makes, we can break it into syllables and attempt to spell new words.
It's easier to learn some skills than others. Using a compass, for instance, is pretty easy, while most people find learning to drive a car difficult. It's easier to learn complicated skills when you break them down into smaller goals. When I started learning to drive, I first had to learn some basic facts, like the accelerator was on the right and the clutch was on the left. I then had to learn the skill of controlling them with my feet and changing gear at the same time. I was really pleased when I learned to change gear without grinding the gearbox. That was the first step. My goal was to learn to drive, but I had to pat myself on the back for not grinding the gearbox. That was the smaller goal. But if I had focused on my final goal of being able to drive down the motorway, I might have given up in despair. For how could I drive down the motorway when I couldn't even change gear? If you want to learn, help your brain by breaking down the larger goal into smaller steps. Anna's big goal is to improve her literacy. She'll reach that by setting smaller goals step by step.
Well, we've crossed some of the steps along the journey of learning, where we picked up tips on how to fill out forms.
This week, we saw that while no 2 forms are exactly the same, they do often ask for the same information, such as your name, address and telephone number. Take your time when filling in forms. Make a copy first if you can, and read each part of the form carefully to make sure that you fill in the correct information. You'll find more on filling in forms in the workbook.
And we looked at sentences, the building blocks of language.
When reading a newspaper article or a book, you'll often find it helpful to break long sentences into smaller sections to make them easier to read. Capital letters and full stops are used to separate sentences, while commas are often used to break up sentences. Look out for capital letters, full stops and commas when you're reading, and make reading that bit easier.
And remember, when we talk about learning, we're talking about people like Anna and you.
I do feel more alive from I've got back to school. I feel the world has opened up to me. My brain is wide awake and full of life.
We also looked at phonics this week and how letters are used to make sounds. Knowing what sound each letter of the alphabet makes is very important when you try to say or spell words. If you'd like some practice with phonics, why not try out the exercise in Chapter 1 of the workbook?
If you want to help your brain to learn, think about what you want to achieve and focus on each small step along the journey of learning. Like any long journey, it takes time, but you'll get there in the end.
You'll get much more out of the series if you get yourself a copy of the new Read Right Now workbook, and you'll find everything we've covered in this programme and much more in Chapter 1. It's free, so to order your copy, simply call this number. It's 1-800 20 20 65. The lines are open now. That's it for this week. Next week, Terry Garvey will be exploring the area of strengths. We'll be meeting a learner from Dublin who's managing to encourage others to return to learning, and we'll have tips on writing addresses, rhyming words, and using a dictionary. So until then, goodbye.